Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator. And in this video, we're going to talk about, tyranny is coming to your living rooms, whether people think it is or not. But right here, Natural News, April 26, 2023, New York City to unleash food police to limit residents' consumption in the name of climate justice. And here's an article on SILIVE.com. This was April 17th. New York City to track carbon footprint of food aims to slash agency emissions by 33% by 2030, 7 years from now. So yeah, they're going to track their every household's food consumption. Is that a free society? Isn't maybe they should like look in their harbor and say, oh, look at the Statue of Liberty. Wow, if people have liberty, they get to choose what food they put in their mouth. But no, no, no. No, so here they like to say they're banned news. Alex Jones and the crew there love to ban environmental news. They cannot censor it enough. They will not tell you real environmental news, like this whole all of these articles, everything the city is stating is going after beef, directing you to a plant diet. Not one bit of it talks about the actual real solutions that the world needs, including number two, ending our disposable society. Okay, food consumption. Okay, in your homes, it's the packaging that your food comes in. Oh, what am I looking to do? Oh, that's right. Yes, yes, yes. End our disposable society from homes to fast food to stadium concessions to packaging and transportation packaging. Mm-hmm. Now, fast food. How many eateries in New York City are takeout fast food? Or even if you go in to eat in there, you're going to get a disposable cup, you're going to get disposable silverware and a disposable plate, disposable napkins. Okay. How many? A lot. Okay. Stadium concessions. Okay. The United States Tennis Open, they could be leading the world. Oh, yeah, they could be. Mm-hmm. Except they won't. The United States Tennis Association and Billie Jean King refused to lead environmentally for about a decade. I put that out years ago. The winning green team is not allowed to play. Okay, New York City could have led with their food emissions long ago simply by Billie Jean King, Ms. Substance herself, just like Bobby Kennedy, just like James O'Keefe. You can't believe any of these people, okay? Billie Jean King, a person of substance. Oh my God! If she takes on a cause, she stays there. Right? She had her green slam to win the planet back. Would she? No, no. She refused the light years best solutions the world needs. She just absolutely wouldn't allow them, and neither would the stadium there to lead with the hugest thing, reusable stadium concessions that the entire world would have converted to by now. Okay, but they won't allow it. And Billie Jean closed her green slam to win the planet back when I'm like, this is a green sham. She put in a beyond remedial recycling program. Reduce, reuse, recycle is at the bottom. Recycling is environmentally abusive, especially when you are refusing to work to reduce. So New York City, even though they're going to send the food police to monitor each New York City's household food consumption habits and patterns and publish the data on the same website where the city's annual inventory of greenhouse gas sources is published. They are going to monitor each household's food consumption habits. Now, nowhere in this, okay, let's just take a look at this. What they talk about is it's all get rid of your beef. You're going to be eating bugs and or plants. They're offering you plants here, so They want to achieve a food-based emission reduction of 33% by 2030, 7 years from now. The mayor, Adams, wants to closely track the food consumption habits of his city's nearly 9 million residents. Okay, city governments can't do anything, but they're going to track each household's food consumption. Not okay, okay. Natural News calls it a scheme this week, and yeah, I'm right here again. The scheme's targets meat and dairy products as bad, categorizing them as the worst contributors to climate change, climate warming. Well, you know what? Yeah, guess what? Your disposable society, 24 hours a day, 365/7. It's just round the clock, nonstop, gazillions of processes and electricity and water and minerals and oil and trucks and burning gas and tires and oil changes and wiper blades are moving disposable products from getting their base components to the manufacturing process, to the same processes for all of the packaging and all of the transportation packaging. Okay. And then, if it gets to a store, it then gets to your home, maybe it gets used, it gets thrown out into a plastic garbage bag, more packaging, more transportation packaging, all oil based plastic. It is oil. It could be hemp, but it's oil, because that's right, we won't allow real solutions. But then it's going to be disposed of, and they're not including that at all when they are deciding what should be part of this monitoring of emissions. And Adam said right here, it's easy to talk about vehicles and our carbon footprint, but we have to talk about beef. They are looking to take your meat away. This isn't a joke, people. Oh, and this comes from the Mayor's Office of Climate and Environmental Justice. Okay. You know what? We just need the word environment, and we need to actually just do things that are responsible, like ending our disposable society and all of those disposable eateries, right? Right, Billie Jean King? USTA, Gordon Smith, the USTA, uh, or or the facility. I forget exactly what Gordon Smith is, but he was president. Okay, the tennis association, they host the event, and then the stadium that Billie Jean is named after Billie Jean, the whole facility with many stadiums and then many outside courts and eateries is named after Billie Jean King. So Gordon Smith, he's one of the top people. He's like, no, we're completely satisfied, and I hit them up every so often. There's new leaders there, and not one of them can be concerned about leading with real solutions, like leading with reusable stadium concessions. And if we ended all of New York City's disposable eateries, we wouldn't be concerned about getting people off of their beef. And so, Adams, it says here, Adams acknowledged that confronting people about their food choices and aiming for change would be a challenge, right? I mean, this is a confrontation. That's the word this article used, that they say he acknowledged, because this is confronting people. All of a sudden, in America, your food, your eating habits are going to be monitored. Okay, no, this is tyrannical. And so actually it says here that Adams made his claims against not just meat, but of course, dairy products. Okay. They come from the farm too. So Adams is a vehement supporter of all things plant-based. And okay, well, good for him. He lives in America. He can do whatever he wants. And yet Adams, with all of his the Office of Climate and Environmental Justice, not one of them has enough intelligence to be talking anything about ending our disposable society in New York's food eateries. Okay, the, okay. Neither does Bobby Kennedy, but he's going to lead you with light years inferior of the Mickey Mouse that he's putting out there. It says here that this is going to lays out the greenhouse gas pollution involved in the production and consumption of goods, beverages, apparels, and whether or not those items are made in New York City. And it's also going to look at air travel and lesser known contributors like healthcare. Okay, but he says that 1/5 of all greenhouse gas emissions in New York City comes from foods New Yorkers are eating. Okay, out of disposables and with disposable utensils. But the only solution he talks about to cut those emissions is eating less meat and dairy. And Adams admitted about widespread pushback is expected as he advances his plant-based agenda. Probably not just his plant-based agenda, his tyrannical agenda of tracking everybody's food consumption. So the mayor said that New York City is leading the world when it comes to combating climate change. Really, not a chance in a very hot place. Is that true? Because we are using every option on the menu in our fight, and that includes changing our menus. Okay, that was definitely came up in a meeting somewhere, but I can assure you what I just talked about with the tennis center. Okay, there is nothing environmental about New York City. I could go in and clean that place up and lead everywhere with actual real solutions, and then no one would be talking about this ridiculousness. Okay? They are not leading the world, just like Bobby Kennedy. But right, Adamson, he pushes, he says this new emissions report shows us that plant-powered food isn't just good for our physical and mental health, but good for the planet as well. Well, way better for the planet would be ending our disposable society and all of your abusive eateries, not to mention offices, homes, a gazillion other things in the city. But if we're talking about food and greenhouse emissions, and you're leaving that out of the discussion, then right, you have a bunch of idiots running the show. But the mayor's office has a food policy executive director, Kate McKinsey. A mayor's office has a food policy office. Why? Okay, and this, as they say, banned news network when they ban all real, true, good, needed environmental information. They talk about this war here that Adams is taking on, and he just says the totalitarians hate meat. Well, for us, of course, they hate meat. Um, but this article almost ends with, but no doubt the totalitarians are no doubt laughing about this behind closed doors over a glass of red wine and a nice medium rare steak. And yeah, that no doubt is true. And they end this with saying that incrementalism is the name of the game and often long-term nationwide controls are achieved through the tiptoe of localized policies. The litmus test for future authoritarianism is invariably found in the actions of the far left city and state governments that use their citizens as guinea pigs to see what trespasses people are willing to tolerate. And Americans tolerate everything. Americans have tolerated America out of existence from every angle imaginable. That's just a fact. Every problem America has is because American citizens have allowed it for decades now, and we're a collapse, and they don't even know it. And we are at environmental tyranny, and they don't know it. But this is coming down your throats, banned news. They talk about here that veganism, which they're trying to force on you, is can lead to reduced cognitive function and lower intelligence, especially when such diets are forced onto children. The New World Order, they don't want you thinking, they don't want you smart, if they even let you survive, okay? But, so they make the argument against that, and they say you can only speculate on the true motives at this point. But um, they say that Eric Adams is the latest amongst many officials to announce his fealty to combat to the climate crusade by joining efforts to cut animal-based carbon emissions, which is exactly in line with the UN 2030 agenda. So yeah, this is definitely the UN agenda, and they are going to be tracking 9 million people's daily food consumption. Is that freedom? Is that America? Okay, and we don't need any of it. What we need is real solutions that all of the authoritarians and even allegedly logical people that are on your side, like Bobby Kennedy and Billie Jean King, will not allow. And many, many others. The environmental voice, everybody out there. No one's going to lead the ski industry. Vail, Big Sky, they are absolutely outraged at the notion of ending their disposable society. Okay? I mean, how simple is that? Converting and being a leader to reusable food concessions on the mountain. How simple is that? Moonlight Basin in Big Sky already does that, or did. I haven't been there in a little bit, but their eateries actually had reusable plates and silverware. I'm like, we can use this as a nation. Like, we can bring people in here. Conferences. Will they lead? No. And will New York City lead? No.